Whoa, this is going to be big. Hello, guys, welcome back to another episode with FC RAMSAY, and it is the night of the Saturday. This is going to be Bayern and Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga, as well the likes of Brentford and Liverpool in the Premier League. What are your predictions? Because this is going to be a lightweight game in between these two. But the most aspiring fact is that today Vincent Company has really said that it is going to be 99% win rate success which Bayern are going to have. But definitely we won't waste much of the time over here and would just like to move on to the just lineups of these games. And here it is. Just have a look of the lineups over here. It is the likes of Kingsley Coman. He is starting. Oh my god. Just look what Vincent Company is trying to do. He has got Harry Kane in the forwards, Mikel Olise in the attacking midfields, Coman, Sane, Goretzka, Kimmich. Hell lot of talented players for the Bayern, but at the Alliance, can this be the win? Because in the Bundesliga table, it is Bayern still at the top with 1 loss, 3 draws, 13 wins out of those 17 games played this season. Vincent Company, is he shaping up good or not? That is definitely the watch to have, because unless and until Bayern wins this season and Leverkusen doesn't get that chance, Xabi Alonso's men are also quite racing high up on the table with 38 points, 4 points behind Vincent Company's Bayern. This sort of tactical gameplay which Alonso is just giving to the team, it is definitely the talk of the town at Germany, because in the Bundesliga Bayern has been winning this for the past 12 seasons, and the previous season Thomas Tuchel was sacked and Vincent Company came to it. But then also in the left backs, we have got Alphonso Davies, Min Jae Kim, Upamecano in the centre backs. I mean, Min and Upamecano are back to the centre back pairings. But Vincent Company has been sticking to the likes of Eric Dyer in few matches of this new year. It was a surprise. And yes, Daniel Peretz, their goalkeeper, is still injured. Hiroki Ito, the new signing, his injury has been extended, and it is being extended up to the month of March 2025. Saka Boe, that new signing, I mean 60 millions, 70 millions worth of signing this player on the right backs. He has also got those injuries. He made few appearances in the month of November, but he is back to the injuries. Joao Polina, the new signing from the Portuguese defensive midfield, he is also on that groin injury. Much of worries because Bayern is signing those new players in their squad. They are having those injuries. Something is not cooking up good at the Alliance, and whoever may be is that responsible for it. It is not that aspect which Company must be having. On the other hand, Wolfsburg, talking about them, Bayern are facing them at the Alliance at their home. Wolfsburg are at the 7th spot. Out of those 17 games, they have got those 8 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses. I mean, Wolfsburg has been doing good. They have got, if you talk about their fixtures, the losses which they have got was against Dortmund, but against Hoffenheim as well as Borussia Mönchengladbach, they have got those wins. And in the previous week, in the previous month, December, Wolfsburg got those wins over Freiburg, and apart from that, they were just having those losses. I mean, the wins, they lost to Werder Bremen. The start of the Bundesliga this season hasn't been that good. I mean, it would be definitely Wolfsburg would want some kind of appraisal in there, but their manager Ralph Hasenhuttl, can he be? Because they have got Lucas Mecha in their team. This player from Dortmund, he has been on loan to Anderlecht, but now to Wolfsburg. Lucas Mecha, can he make those differences? Because to talk about, they have got Wind, who is their top performer, and here the match begins. But Wind hasn't been picked up in the squad. That is definitely much worries. Wolfsburg is really doing bit decent, but yes, can they cause those upsets to Bayern or not? It is definitely the watch to have. This is the, lineups for today's game, Wolfsburg and Bayern, as well as we have got Brentford and Liverpool upcoming just half an hour back to it. And yes, Liverpool are on a winning streak and are in a slot against Thomas Frank. Talking about the Premier League table, Brentford are at the 11th spot. So yes, both of these games are going to bring those Saturday nights a big win for the big Lions as well as the big Reds for this Saturday. But for those first 30 minutes, we will be having the watch of Bayern against Wolfsburg. It is Leroy Sané who is trying to cut it into the box for Mikel Olise, but no, Mikel Olise has been just denied. What sort of lineup do you think that Vincent Company is trying to make with these players on the pitch? Unless and until there is something big which they are going to cook, then only that is going to happen. If it isn't, then for no reason that is not the cause which Bayern are going for a good preparation. The Champions League are knocking at the doors with just 3 days to go. Will there be any sort of changes the teams will be having? That is definitely, and yes, there is a poll over here onto the chat that whether Bayern and Liverpool are going to win. The Reds, are they going to win, or is it the Green Wolfsburg and the Blues Brentford? Are they going to cause those upsets? As well as the live links are given in the description on the chat. You can get those social media links from our video description as well as on our channel description. Everything is just available over there. Have a view to it, and yes, don't waste your time for the next upcoming game. It is also the Brentford and Liverpool. It is Leroy Sané inside the box. Oh my god, that was close to the first post, but just delays. It is some sort of relief which Wolfsburg might have got in those early 3 minutes of the gameplay. And Leroy Sané with those 2 goals in the previous game, now just a strike perfect. It just hits the top bar. Oh my god, that is amazing. Leroy Sané is looking back to his peak form. He has got those 2 goals, and apart from those 2 goals in the previous game, he has got those 3, a total of 5. Can he touch those double figures this season as well? Oh my god, it is Olise again. Time and again, the Bayern forwards are just humiliating and are striking the nets of Wolfsburg, and anytime I can see a goal incoming for them. It is Josh Kimmich, Upamecano to the backs. He has got Leroy Sané on the left, right midfields. It is the high center back lineup which Bayern are definitely going to enjoy. But Wolfsburg can cause those fast counters. That is definitely unpredictable at times. Because in the lineup, if you look over here, Pima, Lucas Mecha, Amora, Reinhardt, Dardai, can they cause those upsets? It is Maximilian Arnold who is on the defensive midfields. Fischer, Varo, Kolikare and Maile as well as Gravera on the goalkeeping positions. Wolfsburg has those qualities and they can cause those disrupts. But yes, Vincent Company's men, they will be going to just press and get those big wins in this game. It is definitely the need, because in the table it is just Leverkusen closing in with those 4 points in difference with the same games played by both the teams. How is that going to perform? What do you prefer? Give your opinions on the chat section. It will definitely be a worth to watch. Minje Kim gives to Coman. Coman is just pressing, but the likes of Harry Kane, the goals have dried up for Harry Kane for the past 5 games. For Harry Kane, the goals have dried up. Apart from the friendlies in the regular matches of the Bundesliga which Bayern has been playing, Harry Kane has lost those goals which are incoming for him. He is still on the list of the top scorers, but goals incoming for Harry Kane have dried up. That is a big factor worrying for Harry Kane as well as Bayern. Whereas the good thing is that Leroy Sané is looking back to some of his elite form as he has scored those 2 goals in the previous game. Davis moving up to the left midfield. He has got Coman back to Goretzka. Goretzka has the likes of Upamecano back to the centre backs. A very high lineup. Min-jae Kim and Upamecano both are staying just high above the midfield. I mean, it is looking that Wolfsburg are playing just only in their own half. It is Coman running into the box. Oh my god, that is a miss. Kingsley Coman has just missed it a big time. I mean, these are the things which Coman generally misses because playing on the left wings, he is that player who generally tends to get those right footer curlers. But yes, this shot was taken by his left foot and it was straight between the legs of Grabara. No worries. No worries for Wolfsburg because still they haven't yet conceded. We need to concede a goal as soon as it is. Manuel Neuer still going on the goalkeeping positions, but there are news that Manuel Neuer is not perfectly 100% fit. I mean, he made his return into the game. Oh my god, Harry Kane is just giving away those like babies. What is that Harry Kane is doing? Olise recovers the ball back to Kimmich. Kimmich has got Min-jae Kim, but he opted for Upamecano to Lima. In the previous game, it was Guerrero playing instead of Lima, but in this game, it is Lima who has been chosen. The mentioned company is evaluating the players, and in the previous game as well, it was the likes of Koeman and Sané is going on, whereas it is Olise as well. No Musiala in the lineups. It is Olise on the attacking midfields. The options of Stanisic is there. He is back into the squad. That is a good news which Bayern are having. I mean, one of their left backs or right backs, Stanisic is that defensive centre back. He can play. That is a good option which they are having. Guerrero is there, Dyer is there, all the centre backs options. Pavlovic is also back from the injuries in the previous game. Also, he was there in the lineups. But Musiala hasn't been picked up. Thomas Muller in the previous game is not in the first lineup. Mathis Tel and Serge Gnabry, these 2 forwards, Bayern has to definitely bring in some sort of characters. If Mathis Tel is definitely going to move, or whether it is Christopher Nkunku who is going to come, that is something big if it is going to happen. The lack of the forwards for Bayern, I mean the options, were the reason because in the previous season as well they were missing those players. And in this season also there are the worry of injuries to the defensive lineup. That is what is happening. 10 minutes into the game, and yes, it is Davis to the left wings. He has just cut in into the center, but it is a good deflection which Wolfsburg is having. Let me just put this lineup off from here, and because this lineup, it is already 11 minutes, and yes, if you want to have a watch of the lineup, you can just scroll back few minutes back and you can have the complete aspect of the lineups. Let me put this lineup off from the screen. Yes, now it looks good. Upamecano 1-on-1 back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer has got the support of Min-jae Kim on the other side. And some sort of injuries. Wolfsburg are facing that some sort of injuries, but their player Jonas Wind, when is going to come? Jonas Wind is that attacker who can cause those to disrupt. He is capable. And yes, in the last 5 games, Bayern has scored those 18 goals and they have been awarded the most penalties in the season. But Wolfsburg have also scored those 13 goals in the past 5 games. They can be lethal. They can be lethal. They can be lethal at any time. That is some sort of injury moments which is coming on to the game. Some sort of injuries are coming on to the game. Can Bayern get those goals soon? There is also the game between the likes of Brentford and Liverpool tonight. Just few moments left to it. I mean, if you talk about precise 15 minutes left to that game, Brentford and Liverpool, as well as there is Leganes and Atletico in the La Liga round 20. And late tonight, it is Juventus and Milan at the Allianz Stadium, the home of Juventus. I mean, Milan, to talk about Sergio Conceição, their new appointment this new year, has got that Super Coppa Italia in just 2 games. And that was a big win against Simone Inzaghi's Inter Milan. AC Milan has got those big moments already this new year. And against Thiago Motta's Juventus, can they cause those upsets? We will be having a watch along of that game as well. And apart from that, there is also Arsenal and Aston Villa in the Premier League round 22. But late in the night, it is Leverkusen and Mönchengladbach, as well as much late into the Serie A, it is Atalanta and Napoli in the CA round 21. And yes, it is also the La Liga, Getafe and Barcelona. The last 4 of the matches, we will be having a watch along from just 3 hours after this stream. Do press those like, share and bell notifications so that you can have the exact time when are the matches going to, and you can get to watch those. The links are given in the social media and all those are in the channel description as well as in the video description. Just click on it and join our community and get that much detailed aspects to it, as well as the different playlist of the different leagues across the world, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, the La Liga, as well as the Premier League, the Champions League. All the playlists are made different. You can join those playlists as well. The leagues which you are following, you can get those playlists under your bags. Do check our channel. All the videos are uploaded in a different playlist of the different leagues across the globe. Now Bayern still just maintaining those 75% of positions, and yes, 25% by Wolfsburg, but Wolfsburg hasn't yet got a shot on target, whereas Bayern are with those 4 shots on target. One big chance was there, but Bayern has nailed it. Is it that which is tough for Bayern at the Allianz, at their home? That is a big uphill task for Wolfsburg to get a win out of it. But yes, if they can get it, Goretzka, Davis has got Kingsley Coman back to Kimmich. Kimmich is high up on the midfields. Back to Upamecano, Olise, Leroy Sané. Will he go for those curls? No, it is Josh Kimmich. Kimmich passes that to Goretzka. There is Min Jae Kim on the center backs. Upamecano back to Lama. Bayern are playing those inverted attacking midfields at times, and Vincent Kompany's men are trying to get Wolfsburg's players outnumbered. But how is that going to happen unless and until Olise is making its way into the center forwards? Olise generally likes to play from the right midfields. He likes to get those flank positions as well as those cut-ins to the box. Coman getting that interception good. Harry Kane passes to Kimmich. Kimmich to Min Jae Kim. Back to Kimmich. Kimmich is going for those through balls, but that is an interception. Male was the player getting that interception good. Wolfsburg is just parking their bus to get their defensive aspects right, and it is the time on the 15 minutes they are looking to make some sort of counters. Interception from Upamecano, that is a good aspect. Gerhardt as well as Amaro, if they both are combining good for Wolfsburg, they can at least get some sort of relief for Wolfsburg if they get Bayern to concede early. But on the other hand, if Bayern are going to get that goal early against Wolfsburg, because the previous game between Bayern and Wolfsburg was a very tight one, and it was a definite win for Bayern. But Wolfsburg also scored those two goals. It is Bayern scoring those three goals. It was a win for them. It was Musiala, one own goal, and Gnabry, whereas Maya was the player scoring, and he even got a penalty. That was something which Bayern and Wolfsburg had in the story in the previous meeting. Apart from that, it is a total of 30 wins for Bayern and just a single win for Wolfsburg and 4 draws. So that amounts to, in the previous 35 meetings, Bayern has won those 30 games. It is massive record against a team to get those 30 wins, a loss, and 4 wins. The record meter, when are they going to get that first goal? It is definite to have a watch. Min to Davis in the build-up. Davis has got Coman on the left wings. Coman is speeding up. There is some sort of late tackles. Harry Kane, but that touch was not, and it is Harry Kane down to the ground. Whether the referee is going to give those penalties or not, but Harry Kane is down to the ground holding his feet. Hope he doesn't get those major injuries. Just ahead of the Champions League, it is definitely not the thing which Harry Kane would want to have. Worries incoming for Vincent Company. That was a bad tackle, and yes, Harry Kane is down to the ground with his feet. That must be some sort of card given at least. Some sort of card must be given at least. I mean, the referee on pitch, Tobias Richel, what is he just analyzing this? I mean, that was definitely a bad tackle for Harry Kane, and it should have been a card for him. A penalty is definite a reason to have, but at least he should have given a card to it. It's 19 minutes on the watch, still no goals scored by Bayern. Kimmich pressing it, and yes, Grebara is just alert to watch that assessment from Kimmich and gives that long ball. Grebara from Wolfsburg, that goalkeeper, is just going for those long balls as he is seeing that the midfield of Bayern are going to press. Wolfsburg is doing what they are capable of. Goretzka, Min-jae Kim. Min tries to find Lama, or was that Olise, but the ball is off for a throw. Son is speeding, Olise is speeding, Harry Kane not being able to chase that good. It is Goretzka pressing high up on the pitch. Wolfsburg are time and again trying to find those long balls, but yes, their passes are not being precise. It is Goretzka moving it. Oh my god, look at that from Goretzka. What was that? Just look at that celebration from Goretzka. It was that excellent, but there was not much power to it. It is the number 8 Goretzka scoring it. How can you believe that this strong man from the COVID season building up so good that physique, and yes, That was a box to box movement. He pressed. It resulted in some sort of long balls which Wolfsburg tried, and the space which was created. Goretzka created that space, as well as there was accuracy in that shot. There was accuracy in that shot. Just look at it. It was his right foot. Oh my god, that touches the far post and then the ball cuts into the nets. Goretzka was lucky, and yes, that is the goal which Goretzka is having. To talk about Goretzka this season, I mean, the likes of 12 matches which he has played, he has started those 5 games, 42 goals. In this season, he has just got 1 goal, and this is his second goal on list. Goretzka getting the number 2 in his backs counting this season. And yes, he has scored. Goretzka has scored. Does Vincent Kompany get to have where is Vincent Kompany going to just get those things good? I mean, how is Vincent Kompany going to make that look good? Does Vincent Kompany has those aspects ready for the Champions League? Because the upcoming 2 matches in the Champions League for Bayern is not of that worry. But apart from that, they are out from the DFB Pokal. It is Leverkusen who got Bayern those exits, and that was 2 at the Alliance. It was Manuel Neuer getting those red cards, and yes, Vincent Kompany, will he go for the Bundesliga? Is he efficient enough to get the league? That will also be a watch to have. That will definitely be a watch to have. And yes, to talk about Liverpool against Brentford, the game is going to begin in just 5 minutes. And yes, the lineups have been confirmed. Let me put the lineups on the screen. The lineups which Liverpool are going to play: Thomas Frank's Brentford in the Premier League round 22. Gravenberch and McAllister in the midfields for them. Oh my god, that is Wolfsburg scoring. I told you guys, Wolfsburg could cause those upsets. Wolfsburg were capable of causing those upsets, and yes, Wolfsburg has scored. That is bit damn annoying. I mean, Amora is that man who has scored. Just look at it. Wolfsburg way inside that, and Min-jae Kim, he was just having those tackles. Goretzka getting that tackle wrong. It was nowhere near for Manuel Neuer to save it, because so close to the box that was Wolfsburg trying to overnumber the Bayern centre backs, and yes, Wolfsburg has equalized. Can you believe this? Can you guys believe this? It is Wolfsburg who has just leveled on the 25th minute in the watch, and they have just equalized. Wolfsburg has just equalized against Bayern at the Alliance Arena. That is alarming. That is huge. That is something Vincent Kompany and his men would not be proud of, because playing at the Alliance and you are scoring against Bayern, that is definitely not the watch of it. On the other hand, the likes of Liverpool in the midfields, it is Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah and Gakpo. On the attacking midfields, Luis Diaz has been picked up. Darwin Núñez is not that option which Arne Slot is taking too much. And yes, Diogo Jota is again some sort of injuries for him. Gomez is also there with those injuries, but Federico Chiesa, he has got a goal at least we can boast of, because Federico Chiesa was also under injuries and Arne Slot hasn't picked him much. And yes, he hasn't got those big playtime in his bag. Wataru, he is also not having that Japanese midfield, the defensive one. He is also not having those playtime in his bag. Whereas the substitutions, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Quanshaw, Bradley, and Robertson not in the lineup, it is now Tasemikas. Liverpool are going to make those changes. It is looking, Arne Slot is getting predictable. He is just sticking to the same team time and again. In the Premier League, if you are going for the same team time and again, I don't think that it is going to last long. But still now they have done so good. As I always say, Liverpool does that so good in the first half of the season, and yes, in the second half of the season they just get some sort of upsets and some of their losses. But that is the point which we talk when either Manchester City or that is Arsenal or it is the likes of any other clubs, whether it may be Chelsea or not, are close to the racing Premier League table. But in this season it is Manchester City nowhere near the racing game. They are down to the 7th spot. It is Arsenal who are 4 points behind Mikel Arteta's team. Mikel Arteta, the second-hand copy of Pep Guardiola in the making as well as in the build-up, is in the 2nd spot. Nottingham Forest doing it so good. To talk about their manager Nuno Santo, he has got those Champions League as well at FC Porto. He has got those Super Cup. He has got those Europa League. And yes, Nottingham Forest getting it under Santo are at the 3rd spot. Just one game behind Liverpool. One game ahead of Liverpool with 21 games. They have got those 12 wins and 5 draws as well as 4 losses. That is amazing. A total of 41 points for the Forest. That is astonishing and a big job which Santo has done for Forest. Newcastle, on the other hand, to talk about them, they have got Eddie Howe. Howe is that man who has got those capabilities, and Newcastle 11 wins, 12 games. They have got those 60% wins. Whereas Chelsea, the Blues, who were doing the Stamford Bridge, was just not sinking and was just floating above your neck level. But suddenly now Chelsea has started dropping down those points in the Premier League table as well. If you talk about the squad of Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, if you talk about him, also a duplicate copy of Pep Guardiola in the making, has got those 10 wins out of those 21 games, 37 points. 10 points behind Liverpool. How are they going to chase? Arsenal, they will definitely drop down few points because they have got those 8 big games in the Premier League left in this season. Whereas Liverpool, if you talk about based on the top spots in the Premier League, they have got those 6 games which are crucial for them. So yes, this 2 games factor for Arsenal and Liverpool will just cause Arsenal those setbacks. It is definite if Liverpool are getting at least 2 defeats maximum we could consider from it, then also Arsenal are not going to cope up with Liverpool in this race for this season. It is Arne Slot going to win it big, and it will be a huge record which he is going to just get. Whether he is going to get into the triple digits, the points counting at the last of the season, it will be a watch which Arne Slot is definitely going to prove. If you talk about the credits for Arne Slot, I would mainly say that it is the credentials of Jurgen Klopp in the making, and yes, Arne Slot just guiding this team to those season wins. Apart from that, nothing more much about, because it is just 3 days left and the Champions League night is also going to begin. Late night Champions League matches, we will be having a good watch of it. Join our social media community to have a watch of the Champions League matches as well. But Bayern are looking reluctant over here. Bayern are looking reluctant over here. It is Liverpool and Brentford, which has just started. The game has begun, starting to its glory at the G-Tech Community Stadium, the home of Brentford. It is Andy Madley, the the referee on the pitch. And Liverpool with this lineup against Thomas Frank's Brentford. Can they get those big wins? What are your predictions? Do tell us on the vote section on the chat. Yes, there are the votes that Bayern and Liverpool are going to get. Oh my god, thank you for voting, guys. That's a huge one. Apart from that, we are having those Serie A matches tonight, as well as the La Liga matches tonight. The scoreline is there on our live panel, as well as you can get the watch links, which is available in our different social media platforms, and the different links are given in the channel as well as in the video description. How is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? Kimmich with that free kick passes to Goretzka. Company is now going for those 2-2. 2-2-3-3 formation in the build-up for Bayern. Wolfsburg are time and again creating those different type of tackles, but yes, the referee on pitch is not just having a proper view what is that happening, and on the other hand, Liverpool are doing it so good. Just look at their capability. Mo Salah on the counters. Yes, he has got sorts of lie in the making. Luis Diaz, but the ball is off for a throw. That is a corner incoming against Brentford. Talking about Brentford, they have got the player. If you talk about him, it is Mr. Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo. He has got those transfer talks, and definitely, what a pass that was. Brentford would have just got that goal in 4 minutes of the gameplay. It was Damsgaard in the making. It was close, but yes, Bryan Mbeumo, the player from Cameroon, he is on the transfer talks. Mbeumo, is he going to stay at Brentford or not? That is definitely the talk which Thomas Frank will be worrying. Norgard, Damsgaard, Yarmlek, Lewis Potter, Vanderberg, Collins, Roserlev, Flecken, their goalkeeper. But on the other hand, the goalkeeping aspect of Liverpool, Alisson, is he going to make those differences? Because Alisson is bit lacking in his form. I mean, he is getting those goals. Oh my god! That was a header which Gakpo could have just got it into the nets. But no, he has missed. What a cross that was from Luis Diaz. That was a magical ball in making, and Gakpo was perfect in the right spot. But he misses it. He misses it big. It is Cody Gakpo missing it. Upamecano to Lima, Lima to Olise for Bayern. Olise for that cross. Harry Kane is also missing time and again. Both Liverpool and Bayern are missing those headers. I mean, not exactly missing, but not getting that sufficient good clinical contact to get the ball behind the nets. Harry Kane winning that challenge. Press from Leroy Sané. Goretzka on the counters. Kimmich. Coman. Coman gives that cross, changing the flanks to Lama. Lama, is he going for those crosses or is he going to shoot? He loves to get those shots. Davis, take that shot, boy. That is some sort of interception. How are Bayern going to score if they are not going to get those scoring shots being taken from outside the box? They are only trying to penetrate into the box. I mean, at times it looks that you are trying for the same thing again and again, not making any differences to it, then it is definitely not a good job to have. At least make some differences in trying to it. It will add quality as well as a goal to it. Again to Koeman, Davis, back to Goretzka. Goretzka lofted cross for Leroy Sané. Back to Lama. The first touch which the players are taking is not going that good or efficient in it. The first touch of the players are not looking good. If you talk about it, the first touch of the players are definitely not good. Oh my god, it is Olise. It is a goal, I guess. That is at the Alliance on the 38 minutes 24 seconds. It is Olise getting that shot. The goalkeeper, he gets a touch to it, and yes, especially to name him, it is Grebara getting that touch to it. And what a goal that is to celebrate. Mikel Olise starting with Leroy Sané in the first lineup. That is what I was talking. You are not taking those shots out of the box, and every time you were going to get it into the box, that is not going to happen. And yes, I think God is there for me as a messenger for the Bayern players, and he has just whispered into the ears of Mikel Olise to take those shots outside the box. And Olise did it just as I said in 1 minute to it. What a moment of the Saturday night it is, whatever I am saying. And yes, Mikel Olise is that man performing it good. That is what was being watched, because in the 35 minutes of the gameplay for Bayern, every time Bayern were going, it is Coman winning again. But will that tackle be given a card to it? No, this referee on pitch, Tobias Rachel, I mean, I don't know what are his controversies in the past or what he has done. To talk about Tobias Rachel, the referee on pitch from Germany, GSV Machingen first league debut was on 28/11/2020. In the Bundesliga, he has got those 7 appearances, 2 in the Bundesliga 2, DFB Pokal 2 games, Liga 3 1 games, a total of 12 appearances for this referee on pitch, and this is the first game which he is refereeing for Bayern. But his decisions, I mean, I don't know how he is making that tackle for Harry Kane, as well as few of the tackles against Olise, as well as the likes of Coman. Those decisions are not going good. Harry Kane passes to Lima. Lima just outside the box. Again, Lima is passing to Sane. Boy, there is a thing which is called that it is not the passes which are going to count in the football, it is the goals which you are going to score is going to decide the winning. I mean, that is the winning factor. I mean, the number of passes you make in the game, the position you are going to have in the game, nothing is going to be counted. That is Harry Kane winning that interception. Can he get that shot? What was that from Harry Kane? My God, my eyes couldn't just believe it. And how could Harry Kane miss that opportunity? Oh my God, oh my God. How could Harry Kane miss that opportunity? He was inside the box, he didn't go for those first shot. The first time shot, he didn't went for those, and deciding to go for those curlers or whatever it was to the first post, and he was not even near to the nets. Damn, this form of Harry Kane is definitely concerning before the Champions League. This form of Harry Kane is definitely concerning for the Champions League. It is definitely the talk of the town. Harry Kane is going to get those form back or not is also the watch of Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany, will he put Harry Kane in the starting lineup for the next match as well? On the other hand, it is Liverpool and Brentford. It is also goalless. Talking about the chances which Liverpool has got, the stats, Liverpool has got those 2 shots, 1 on target and 1 shot from Brentford, but Brentford were close to have that early goal in just 4 minutes, but they were not that clinical. Mbemba is that man who can get those aspects. Manuel Neuer, Min-jae Kim, Harry Kane dropping down, passing to Upamecano. Upamecano has got Lima, but there is no attacking midfield. It is Olise just solely running. Where was Harry Kane? Now Harry Kane makes that run. Damn, he is so slow. Harry Kane at times is so slow. Take that shot, boy. Again, look at Harry Kane. He is trying to get and dribble past inside the box. Harry Kane has those kicking powers. He can take those shots outside the box, but he is going to just get into the box. That is a bad tackle again. Wolfsburg are time and again making those bad tackles. But the referee on pitch is not paying her to any of those tackles which Wolfsburg is playing, and yes, he is not even showing those cards. To talk about in this game, the cards being shown, no cards has yet been shown in this game. Or tackles from Wolfsburg, I mean, it might cause some sort of injuries. It might cause some sort of injuries for Bayern. That will be worrying. Upamecano, Olise. Olise has got Lama. Lama goes for Upamecano again. Upamecano changes the wings. It is Min-jae Kim to Koeman. Koeman passes to Harry Kane. Harry Kane, that touch. Harry Kane is definitely not having a good form, guys. Harry Kane is not having that good form. I mean, to talk about this new year, the matches which he has played, he is not looking good in shape. Limo has got Sunny trying to dribble past. The referee, now please at least give a card to it. What sort of tackle? My god, now the referee is going to give the number 21 Melee that card for that challenge to Leroy Sané. And look at that challenge from Melee, that was so harsh. Hope Sané doesn't get those injuries, but such type of tackles, I mean, the referee should be strict. This long season, the Champions League, as well as so many cups, the referee has to be bit decisive in those challenges, because these challenges will definitely cause those worry for the players. It's a long season and the players have to remain just physically fit. Josh Kimmich, Olise going to take that, but it is Kimmich, header for Harry Kane, but it again touches the first post. Oh my god. 3 minutes off added time. It is Olise again. Look at, oh my god, that wasn't Olise, it is Kimmich. Josh Kimmich has got that third goal, and yes, just I was saying that every time Bayern were going to get those passes deep into the box for those goals, but all the three goals which has happened from those crosses as well as those through balls outside the box. That is what you have to be clinical, and yes, Kingsley Coman got that curler so good. Man, that was the shoulder of Kimmich. He doesn't even get a touch to his head. That was Josh Kimmich going to get that goal with his shoulder. Was that a handball or not? It will be definitely a check over here. The referee is going to check for it. The check is going on whether that touch from Kimmich was a handball or was that a touch to the shoulder. I mean, will that be the handball, the hand of God movement for Joshua Kimmich? Or will that add to the third goal for Bayern this evening? Three minutes off added time to the first half is up, but still the check is going on whether that touch from Josh was with his shoulder. Will that be a handball? The goal will stand or not? The check is going on. How is that going to be decided? And yes, suddenly for 1 minute the game has just dropped and halted. Oh my god, now he is going to check that VAR. He is going to check that screen for it. Damn, that was a no goal. It was a handball declared. It was a handball declared, and that third goal is not going to stand. But still, Bayern 1 goal up, scoring those 2 goals, and Wolfsburg scoring that single goal at the Alliance 50 minutes of gameplay still going on in the first half. Bayern are leading by a 1 goal difference at their home. But when is this referee going to blow the whistle? When is this referee going to blow the whistle? That is the referee blowing the whistle, and it is the end of the first half for Bayern and Wolfsburg at Allianz. And this is the game which is going on for the Bundesliga round 18. On the other hand, Brentford and Liverpool, no goals being scored, neither by Brentford nor by Liverpool. And yes, it is Leganes against Atletico Madrid, the Roja Blancos. Atletico, the Roja Blancos playing this La Liga round 20 against Leganes. To talk about Leganes, they have made those histories. They have got, where is that win? Leganes has got that win over Barcelona in December 16. It was Leganes 1 goal against Barcelona. It was Gonzalez scoring on those 4 minutes. It was that single goal which Leganes scored and won against Barcelona. And now Atletico are up against Leganes. If you talk about Atletico Madrid in their fixtures in the next game in the Champions League, just 2 days ahead, they are going to face Leverkusen. Big game upcoming. Big games upcoming for Atletico Madrid. And prior to this, they had a win against Osasuna, Marbella, Elche in the Copa del Rey. Atletico are getting those wins. Atletico are getting those wins. But in the Champions League, they have got those defeats against Lille. They have got those defeats against Benfica. That is surprising. That is surprising. That is what this new Champions League format is all about. In the La Liga table, Atletico are at the top. Oh my God. This is something turning the table. UEFA Champions League, new format, new way of just getting those games being played instead of those home and away. It is turning some of the table for the teams across the globe. But late at night, Juventus and Milan, Arsenal and Aston Villa, Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Atlanta, Napoli, and yes, Getafe and Barcelona. So many games for tonight. But for now, we are having the watch of Bayern and Wolfsburg as well as Brentford and Liverpool. Let me just put this screen over here so that it looks good. Yes. Hope you guys can watch the lineup of Liverpool as well as the likes of Brentford. Let me put this screen off because it has been enough. You guys might have just seen the lineup over here. Yes, now it looks good. So there is a break going on, and yes, Liverpool hasn't yet scored against Brentford. I will just have a short 1 minute break and I will be back. Do stay tuned to it, guys. And yes, check out our different videos which are given in the different playlist in the channel description. You can check it. The different playlist for the Premier League, the different for the La Liga, the Bundesliga, the Premier League, the French League, everything, the Champions League, all the playlists are different, as well as a different vlog section is also here. Do check to it. I will just be back in 1 minute. I will take a break and we'll be back. Do stay tuned to it, guys. Are Liverpool going to get those goals? Or is it the difference which Brentford is going to make? That is the watch. And whether Bayern are getting those comfortable wins against Wolfsburg or Wolfsburg are going to those upsets. That is the watch. But it is the half time over here at the Alliance, and Bayern are one up in the goals tally, and in the Bundesliga they are at the top. On the other hand, Liverpool are also at the top. But the scoreline for Liverpool and Brentford is still goalless at the GTEC Community Stadium of Brentford. So many shots Liverpool are taking, but none of them are getting that clinical to get a goal. It is time and again they are being denied. I mean, for the predictions, it is a comfortable win for the Reds. But let's wait up to the stoppage time for both the games that what it is going to happen. To talk about Alisson, I mean, he is that player. I mean, if you talk about him, Liverpool in the Premier League, if you look at the stats of the Premier League table, I mean, it is Liverpool who has just conceded 20 goals, whereas Arsenal, they have conceded the least 19 goals. Liverpool are just one goal up in conceding. To talk, that is what the difference between Samuel Raya and to that of Alisson Becker. Liverpool is again Luis Diaz. No, he passes to Gakpo. Gakpo crosses it for Mo Salah. Back pass to Szoboszlai, but inside the box, that was a tackle. And the referee says that was a fair tackle. Will that be a penalty for it, or the ball was off the line? Mo Salah, he gets that header. That was close. That was close to the first post. Szoboszlai just couldn't get a good touch to it, but that was close to the first post. That was too close to the first post. Again, corner incoming for the Liverpool. Will that be a header? No, denied. Headers are being denied. Liverpool's tall centre backs are being denied of those headers. So Sly passing to Mo Salah for those counters. Denied again, time and again. Brentford are denying, and yes, Liverpool are making those attacks so lethal. Szoboszlai, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4 players he is dribbling, but still not being able to get that first goal which is required. Look at that dribbling skill from Szoboszlai. He was just dribbling like a magician, and what a touch that was. What a touch that was from Szoboszlai. I mean, to stop that, it was Flecken getting those jump right at the moment. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. Oh my god, look at that shot. Szoboszlai is looking so dangerous. He is getting those shots, he is getting those dribbles. Look at the shot which he takes, that right footer. Oh my god, that touches the top post. That was nowhere near for Flecken to get a touch to it, but still goal has been denied for Liverpool. Liverpool hasn't been yet able to score with 12 shots on the post, and that is massive, that is huge. Anytime we can witness a goal incoming. Mohamed Salah getting that interception inside the box. But Brentford are just Brentford just need the first half time to be over, and they are trying to make some sort of counters. They are trying to make some sort of counters with the likes of Mbumbo and Visa. I mean, let me just change to this screen. It would look better over here. It is Szoboszlai who has taken that last shot, and look at it, it is 12 shots which Liverpool has taken to that of 5 from that of Brentford, 3 on target. And in the Premier League table, look at it, the goal difference. Liverpool has scored those massive 48 goals. Arsenal has scored 41, 7 shot to it, and Arsenal has conceded one less goal. They are the least conceding goals of the Premier League this season, whereas Nottingham, they have conceded 20, Liverpool 20, and yes, these are the two, I mean, second teams who have scored those less goals. Apart from Arsenal, I mean, these are the stats to it. We will just switch back to our main panel. This looks good. Still half time going on over at Bayern. To talk about the lineup, Alexander Arnold has been clinical. Szoboszlai is doing good. Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, Gakpo, Gravenberg, monstrous midfielder, new character under Arne Slot. McAllister making his class. Ibrahima Konate just getting that tackle win. That is Konate not allowing Brentford to get into the box. But Mbombo getting that opportunity, no, denied. Norgard was that man. I mean, at times Brentford is looking getting close into the box to get some sort of goal scoring opportunities. It is Gakpo against the like of Flecken, but Gakpo just couldn't get that touch to it so good. Arne Slot is looking a bit frustrated. Arne Slot is looking bit frustrated with those goals not happening. That was Gakpo one-on-one against Flecken, but he has been denied again. Would you call this the clinical mishaps which Liverpool is causing, or would you call this that Flecken is getting those performances good? What is your say about it? The second half has started. Bayern against Wolfsburg. Oh, a much of anticipated matches which we are watching this weekend. I mean, if that is not going to be a worry for any of the teams, then yes, definitely it won't be a cause. definitely it won't be a bad cause for the big teams to win this weekend. But there is one big clash which we will witness, and it is the likes of, today the matches which we will be making those prime concern is that of Bayern and Wolfsburg. It is Stuttgart winning against Freiburg, that is 3 goals. Leipzig winning against Bochum 3-1. Brentford and Liverpool in the Premier League. West Ham and Crystal Palace goalless. In the La Liga, it is Leganes against Atletico Madrid. They are in the Champions League in the next game up against Leverkusen. And yes, Leganes has caused those upsets against Barcelona in the month of December. That one goal defeat which they has led Catalans drop down to the third spot in the La Liga table. Leganes is up against Atletico Madrid. The Roja Blancos next facing Leverkusen. And in the French league, it is PSG and Lens. But in the Serie A, the clashes are Juventus and Milan. And late at night, apart from Juventus and Milan, late at night, it is also Atlanta and Napoli, the top 2 teams in the Serie A this season. That was some sort of Leroy Sané opportunity inside the box. Look at it. It is Sané scoring it. Oh my god, no, he has just missed it. That header was on for Sané, but he couldn't get that clinical finishing to it. That header would have just added one more goal in his bag, a total of 6. Leroy Sané has just got those 5 goals this season, but yes, he was under injuries as well and not in his best of his forms. But then also the goals are keeping coming for him. Can he just go for those 2 digits at least this season? Yes, for today, the Serie A games which we will be having the watch is that of Juventus and Milan, and yes, late at night it is Atlanta and Napoli. Both the games are going to be too crucial because Juventus Thiago Motta's team, Ildiz is that player from Juventus getting those big shots, getting those big moves, and yes, AC Milan with their new manager Sergio Conceição winning that Supercoppa Italia facing on Juventus, but it is at the home Alliance of Juventus. And on the other hand, Napoli and Atlanta, big clash going on. Big clash tonight in the Serie A, which we will be having the watch along. And yes, Arsenal and Aston Villa in the Premier League is also late at the night, as well as the like of Barcelona. They are going to face the likes of Getafe. Manchester United and Brighton tomorrow evening. Real Madrid and Las Palmas. These are the 2 matches which we will be having the watch along tomorrow as well. Do get those different playlists which we have made for the Premier League, for the La Liga, for the Bundesliga, for the champion. Oh my god, that was some sort of close opportunities. That is just a miss. Yes, the fact which we were talking is that the different playlist which we have made, do check to it. It is just the different playlists are for the different top leagues across the globe. The Serie A, Bundesliga, the French league, the Bundesliga, the La Liga, the Champions League, the Premier League, all the leagues, there is a different playlist. Do have a watch to it. Brentford and Liverpool, 45 minutes are over. Still no goals being scored. No goals being scored so far by Liverpool, but the stats 18 shots by Liverpool. That is massive. That is massive. I'm going to talk about the goalkeeper for Brentford. It is Flecken, who is just witnessing hell in front of his eyes. Time and again, he is getting those shots. 1 minute of added time for Brentford and Liverpool to just end to the first half. Kingsley Coman moving to the wings, but he is being denied. He is being denied. No substitutions yet made by Vincent Company on the pitch, and he is still relying. The two goals being scored, Goretzka as well as Olise. But Amora was that man who just equalized for Wolfsburg in 24th minutes. And then Olise scoring those outside the box shots that has led to those two goals. But the main thing which Bayern is missing in this game is that they are not getting those shots outside the box. They are being denied. They have got those 14 shots, but every time they are going to take those shots are mostly inside the box. Now it is Wolfsburg moving for those counters. Min-jae Kim. Will he get that tackle good? Yes, he has got it. Finally, Min-jae Kim getting those clearances. Manuel Neuer is playing on the pitch, but as per the report, Manuel Neuer is not fully 100% fit into the game. It is that half time. Brentford and Liverpool still goalless at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Brentford, they are having a bad time. Flecken, what a performance for him, but hell is knocking at the door for Flecken because Liverpool has got a total of 19 shots. Oh my god, that is massive. In the first half, 19 shots, that is huge. That is a huge. Liverpool players are roaring like anything. Liverpool players are really roaring like anything. They are in one of their best forms looking into this game. On the other hand, Bayern and Wolfsburg, it is Leroy Sané getting that cross. Kingsley Coman, damn. Coman was inside the box and he was in an open space, but the way he received that ball, he wasn't even ready to get that ball. He was expecting to get some sort of headers. He was expecting to get the Wolfsburg defense to get some sort of headers to it. He wasn't that prepared to get that touch to the ball. Goretzka getting that interception. Kimmich, Harry Kane. Kimmich to Olise. Goretzka is just speeding away into the midfields. Lama to Sané. Sané to Lama. Is he going to take that shot? No, to Harry Kane. But again, a tackle inside the box from Wolfsburg. But the referee on pitch is time and again he is not making those. The referee on pitch, Tobias Richel, he is that referee who is having his 12th. This is his 12th game officially which he is refereeing on the pitch. The first He is refereeing for Bayern, and now it is the substitutions which is going to come. Ralph Hasenauty is going to make that substitution on the 58 minutes of the gameplay. Corner incoming from Bayern. Josh Kimmich going to take that. It is Upamecano inside the box. Harry Kane, Min Jae Kim, all the header takers are inside the box. Kimmich, what a perfect cross. It was into the nets, and yes, Grabara, the goalkeeper for Wolfsburg, getting those deflections good. Kingsley Coman again, but that was close to Grabara again. Goretzka, take that shot, boy. What was that shot from Goretzka? So down, and what he was trying. I mean, the game of football where your position, where your passes, your total shots will not be counted as a win. It is the goals which you have to get in order to get those wins. That is what which counts. It is those goals which are going to be counted. It is the goals which you are going to get. The maximum goal scoring team wins it. That is what it is all about football. All your passes, all your stats will be kept in the books. I mean, it is the job of the bookkeepers, but it is the players who are going to score more are going to win. That is what football is all about. You have to get those goals. Coman speeding up to the left wings. That is a bad tackle. That is a bad tackle. And yes, refereeing in this game, Bayern against the likes of Wolfsburg, refereeing has not been good. Finally, he shows that yellow card. Finally, he shows that yellow card. But refereeing on this pitch is not looking good. Not good refereeing go looking on this pitch, especially Wolfsburg, who are making those tackles. Tobias Rickel, the referee on the pitch, is not doing his job good. A free kick for Bayern, but it is quite way out into the box. Josh Kimmich, Mikel Olise, who is going to take it. Kimmich does a dummy. Mikel Olise, that is a header incoming. It is Goretzka scoring again. This is the day for Leon Goretzka for Bayern at Alliance, and this is his third goal of the season. Leon Goretzka getting it good, and his second in this game, adding to Bayern's 3 goals in total. 3 goals this season for Leon Goretzka, the new man in this new year with his form rising a bit, gets that header good, and it was clinical to the far post. It touches the far post and just cuts it into the nets. There was no scope, I mean, to just get a detailed header from Goretzka. I mean, Grabara, the goalkeeper for Wolfsburg, was not having that. I mean, he wasn't that aware that Leon Goretzka will get that header to the far post. It was nowhere near for him to get attached to it. And yes, Goretzka has scored. It is that third goal. But Ralph Hasenauty is going to make those changes. Yes, he has brought in the substitutions which has been made. Just have a look at it. Yes, guys, join our social media community, and the goals scored Indie games are also being uploaded over there. Join our different social media platforms where you can have the watch of those goals as well. Olise again to the right wings. Leroy Sane back passes. Lema. Kimmich again. Kimmich is now moving deep down to the defensive aspects. Min-jae Kim, Koman, back to Goretzka. Koman has got Min-jae Kim. Look at that. There are three defensive, two midfields, three midfields. It is those 2-3-3 formation which company is mostly sticking to in this new year. Back to Manuel Neuer. Kim. Kim to Koeman, but the flags are raised and that is offside. So, do you guys think that Wolfsburg can make a comeback of those 2 goals deficit? Still, there is 35 minutes plus stoppage time left into this game. Davis, Min-jae Kim, Neuer. Neuer is now manhandling the forwards of Wolfsburg. Min-jae Kim to Davis, but Davis just couldn't get a good touch to it. It is a throw for Wolfsburg. Serge Gnabry is getting ready for the substitutions. It is Chef who is going to play. Vincent Company would definitely want Serge Gnabry to get those moments because this season has been a quite lean one for him, as well as in the previous season he was seen most of the times under injury. Serge Gnabry was seen most of the times under injury in the previous season. I mean the whole season to talk about, and he made a comeback from his injuries this season. He got a goal in one of those friendlies and now he is seen making those substitutions. But what are the likes of Mathis Tell? I mean, Mathis Tell is that player which is not getting those play time. I mean, Vincent Company, is he going for those transfers, the swap deals with Chelsea, the Stamford Bridge, Christopher Nkunku going to come or not? That will be a big aspect to watch for. Thiago Thomas as well as Astor Ranks. Ralph Hasenhuttl substituting Mecha. I mean Lucas Mecha, the brother for Felix Mecha from Germany, 26 years of age, has been just substituted. And yes, it was Gerhard who has also been substituted. But from Vincent Company's side, Serge Gnabry is going to come on the pitch. Who he is going to make those substitutions for? Whom will Vincent Company sacrifice in the first half? I mean, in the first lineup. It is Serge Gnabry who has come into the pitch, and it is Leroy Sane. Sane was looking so good on the pitch, and Vincent Company just drops him and brings in Serge Gnabry. He wants Serge Gnabry to be back in the form. He sacrificed Leroy Sane. I mean, to talk about Olise, Sane, Koeman, Harry Kane doing their job decent in these 66 minutes. But now it is Gnabry coming onto the pitch, replacing Sane, the single substitution which company has made into this game. But I would definitely want to have the look of Stanisic coming into the gameplay because he is back from those injuries. Pavlovic as well. But no hope for Daniel Peretz. Hiroki Ito has also got his injuries extension up to March. Daniel Peretz up to February. Sacha Boe, he may come in February. Joao Palina, he will be also back. I mean, before the Champions League, Palina will also be back in the squad. But will he make those appearances in the first lineup because he hasn't played those games? Vincent Company, will he evaluate Palina in the squad? Or will he stick to these lineups which he is doing in the new year? On the other hand, Brentford and Liverpool, it is still goalless, and yes, the break of the halftime is still going on. Manuel Neuer going for a long ball. It is Kingsley Coman. Get that goal, Coman. Oh my God. Kingsley Coman has missed it. It is frustration coming on from Kingsley Coman on the sidelines. Look at it. It was Manuel Neuer. What a through ball in between the two centre backs of Wolfsburg. Kingsley Coman was one on one against Guevara, but unfortunately, Coman just couldn't get that shot perfect into the nets. Frustrations coming for Kingsley Coman. I mean, Vincent Company must drop Coman because before the Champions League, he can't afford to have Coman just losing his form. This is what is lacking from Coman at times. I mean, he has those goal scoring moments in the Champions League. He has got those big comebacks for Bayern at times. But apart from that, at times, Coman is also not that good in shape. I mean, what is that? The regularity which a manager would want from his player into the squad. You have to be consistent, you have to be regular, you have to be fit, you have to obey all the rules, the principles. Then you are going to be into the first perfect lineup. And it is that choice when Sane and Coman were, I mean, Sane and Gnabry were injured this season. Vincent Company just stuck to Olise as well as Coman for those wings, I mean, wing plays. Gnabry dropping down, Lima, Olise to the right wings. Olise, what a header to Coman, but not happening. Not happening. Coman is getting those chances, but not getting those clinical. Yes, these chances are tough, but you are at Bayern, you have to get those conversions got. It is the most definite need. Corner incoming, Mikel Olise. What a curl from Olise. Coman. Look at that curl which Olise is getting with his left footers. Look at that curl. Oh my God. Mikel Olise is getting those perfect curls from those corners as well as those right wings with his left footer. Leganes and Atletico Madrid, the Roja Manclos in the La Liga round 20. It is that half time. And yes, Brentford and Liverpool, the second half has started. 48 minutes into the gameplay. Liverpool still goalless with those massive 19 shots in the first half. It was hell in front of Blacken, but he got those saves good and denied Liverpool of any scoring opportunities. That was Conrad Lima. What a pass that was to the box. But Harry Kane is not getting those perfect touches. This is alarming. This is alarming. I mean, this new year, Harry Kane is not getting those clinical touches inside the box. Still 25 minutes of gameplay left into it. And nowadays, that wonder kid Jamal Musiala who is going to come onto the pitch. Kingsley Coman finally being called to the substitutions. And yes, no need of wasting those time and energy on the pitch before the Champions League. And yes, the substitutions are to be made. But I would definitely want to have Harry Kane get into some of his form with the goals counting in his numbers. That would be a boost which company would be wanting. It is finally Jamal Musiala in and Kingsley Coman to the sidelines. A tackle from Min-jae Kim winning it. Kimmich, Upamecano, Manuel Neuer. Will Manuel Neuer go for those clearances? No. Josh Kimmich, Musiala, back to Josh. What is Josh trying to do that in the midfields? Upamecano to Manuel Neuer. Every time Manuel Neuer is making those shots, I can feel that he is not perfectly fit into this game. Liverpool and Brentford still goalless, and Brentford are making some moves, but they are not trying to outnumber the Liverpool players because they are at the risk of getting those counters where they won't be able to survive. That is a bad tackle from Gakpo, and Luis Potter is down to the pitch. Brighton cutting in. Oh my god, that is Brighton looking dangerous. Into the wings, inside the box. And Mbemba is the player who is causing those disrupts. He is capable of. He is definitely capable of making those. Gakpo, Sozopslai. Again, that is some sort of interception. To talk about Brentford, Mbemba is that player who is dangerous, who is lethal. At times, he can cause those disrupts. Will that be safe for Liverpool to get a goal into it? No substitutions. 53 minutes into the gameplay, neither Brentford nor Liverpool has made any substitutions into this game. To talk about the goalkeeping aspects in this game, Flecken from Brentford, I mean, he must be the astounding player which Thomas Frank must be proud of. And it is time and again Arne Slot on the sidelines, not looking happy with the performance because the team is not getting those goals. Cody Gakpo running in. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4. Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz inside the box. Luis Diaz again missing those chances. That was close. That was close. But Flecken does that job good. Look at it. Flecken was just making that first post count so narrow for Luis Diaz. And yes, that was no opportunity for Diaz to get a chance to it. What a save as well. Wolfsburg and Bayern. It is Manuel Neuer getting that perfect save. Manuel Neuer is not physically 100% fit into this game. And back from his broken ribs, he is perfectly not fit, but nothing can be made because for Bayern, the goalkeeper which they are possessing for is the likes of Daniel Peretz, and he is on an abdominal injury and will be back in the month of February. Still, I mean, 1.5 to 2 weeks to go. It is just the presence of Ulrich and Manuel Neuer left for Vincent Company to decide that who is going to play. And it is the high time because Leverkusen are closing in up against the Bundesliga table. I mean, against Bayern in the Bundesliga table. On the other hand, Thiago Motta, Juventus are closing in on some sort of business in the January transfer windows with the likes of the PSG forward Randall Colomoni. Is that be the boost which Juventus are going to have? Can Juventus get those transfers done good? And on the other hand, they also have Paul Pogba, but what are his transfers and what are his terms? It has not yet been just said. And Philip Kostic is also on a loan to Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho must be having a good time with Philip Kostic at Fenerbahce, but Juventus are missing that elite player from the team. In the second half, the Liverpool shots on target have reduced. In the first half, they got those 19, and now in the second half, Brentford and Liverpool up to the 68th minutes 6-0 minutes. Liverpool has just got 3 more shots in the second half. Does Harry Kane need a substitution because it is 84 minutes on the watch and Harry Kane is looking bit down and some sort of fresh legs. Musiala inside the box, that was a shot taken by him, a double touch to it, but no, he is complaining to the referee that the Wolfsburg players are constantly time and again getting those tackles. These are the injuries which are going to be massive. These are the injuries which are going to be massive. On the other hand, Wolfsburg is just on for some sort of embarrassment, conceding 3 goals and scoring 1. Musiala again making his appearance count. He is missing those interceptions. Gnabry across from his left footer from the left wings, but nowhere near the players inside the box. That is Harry Kane for that header. Oh my god. Leon Goretzka is having a fun time today playing, and it is that the third time which he went for those shots to the nets, but this time it was way up high on the first post. Minje came to Gnabry. 87 minutes on the watch. It is Upamecano. Oh my god, no. Wolfsburg has scored their second goal. Oh my god. This goal stands. It was Davis getting those interceptions. Goretzka having a fall on the pitch, not tracing back, and yes, it wasn't there for Upamecano. It is their substitution, Thiago Thomas, just getting it so good. The number 11, the substitution coming in for Wolfsburg, scoring in those 88 minutes. Thiago Thomas, 2 goals. Wolfsburg has scored to that of 3 goals from Bayern. Things are looking bit close from Bayern because they have just got that 1 goal lead and it is now the 98th minute on the watch. Olise, Harry Kane, Musiala dribbling it, passes to Chef Gnabry, Davis, Davis to Min, Upamecano, Upamecano to Goretzka, Goretzka has got Lima, Olise, Kimmich, Harry Kane going for those crosses, Gnabry, that first touch is poor, and yes, Gnabry again getting those opportunities, just couldn't get that into the nets. That is what the opportunities which they have to convert if they need to get the victory seal. Davis, Gnabry, Musiala back to Gnabry, Josh Kimmich, Lima. Lima has got Olise. Olise on the edge of the box. Oh my god, what was that? It was such a cross. It was a huge cross from Olise. München Company has just made Serge Gnabry and Jamal Musiala the two substitutions in the second half only for Bayern, whereas the likes of Wolfsburg getting four substitutions. It is Astor, Thiago Thomas, Matthias, as well as Jonas Wind. Jonas Wind, can he get those goals? Because he is that player, he is critical, he can get those clinical finishings. Will that be the cause of worry which Bayern is definitely going to have? On the other hand, Arne Slot has made those substitutions. Just look at it. Slot has made these substitutions. It is the likes of Darwin Nunes coming onto the pitch. Luis Diaz substituted. Andrew Robertson coming in, and yes, it is the Samikas just moving to the sidelines. Liverpool is taking two Szoboszlai. I want to talk about the gameplay from Szoboszlai. He hasn't been that good. He has got those moves, he has made some of the moves, but Liverpool, talking about their squad for this game, everyone has performed so good. It is the lack of performance from Szoboszlai which is suffering. But rather, I would say that Szoboszlai has performed decent, whereas the other players have performed it marvelously well. That is what Szoboszlai is lacking. Finally, 4 minutes of added time for Brentford and Bayern, and this game is going to end for Bayern unless and until anything is going to cause or there is some sort of mishap which is going to happen. Wolfsburg are trying to just cut in. Wolfsburg are just trying to cut in. Four minutes of stoppage time is up. When is the referee going to blow the whistle? When is the referee going to blow the whistle? To talk about this, referee at Alliance Tobias Rickel, the game Bayern facing against Wolfsburg, his refereeing was not the best, and with this victory, Bayern are now 7 points ahead of Leverkusen, but Leverkusen still have got a game in their hand. It is in the fixtures. Leverkusen are going to face Borussia Mönchengladbach tonight, and in the next they have got Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. So yes, the referee has blown the whistle, and it is Bayern getting those good wins. That is the end of it for the Bundesliga and Bayern getting those victories. Wolfsburg time and again going for those comebacks, just couldn't get those 3 goals, 1 goal short of Bayern netting it thrice, and it is the record Meister in the Bundesliga table at the top with 45 points, and Wolfsburg remains on the 7th spot with 27 points. Both the teams have played 18 games, Bayern winning 14, whereas Wolfsburg winning those 8 out of their 18 games. So it is all about this, and in the lineup, if you talk about the player who is the best performer for this game, Bayern and Wolfsburg, I would definitely go for Leon Goretzka for getting those 2 goals. That was the magic moment which Leon Goretzka just scored in it. That is all about Vincent Company's Bayern, but here it is Liverpool and Brentford one-on-one, and in the 78th minutes, Liverpool hasn't yet scored. Liverpool hasn't yet scored. Is that the Brentford who are going to cause those upset against Liverpool? Because it is their home, Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Can they cause those upsets? Still, Mbeumo is that player who is on pitch. Mbeumo. What a name that is. Very difficult to pronounce. Brentford has got a free kick into the box for Liverpool. Oh my god, Alisson gets a touch to it, I guess. That is Alisson getting a touch to it. He somehow manages to save it. Alisson somehow manages to save it big. And yes, to talk about our stream, the last stream which we had was of 3 hours and 39 minutes. And in this stream also we are up 2 hours and 9 minutes. Massive, massive. Guys, do you want me to continue this one along with the games upcoming on our stream? Is that of Juventus and Milan in the Serie A, Atlanta and Napoli. I mean, two of the big clashes, Juventus and Milan, as well as Atlanta and Napoli, as well as there is Arsenal and Aston Villa by Leverkusen one-on-one against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga, and late at night it is Getafe against Barcelona in the La Liga. Do you want me to continue this as a straight, or do you want me to end this and start a fresh stream? What would be better? What would be better to have a watch? Starting a fresh stream or just continuing this stream till midnight? I think I will take a break and I'll be just back in 5 minutes, ending this stream and starting a fresh stream with Juventus and Milan. That is what will be the best. 75 minutes up, Brentford and Liverpool still goalless, and yes, I will just end this stream and I will be back with a fresh new stream for the Juventus and Milan as well as Atlanta and Napoli coming on next 2 hour stream. Do stay tuned to it, guys. And yes, for this stream I would just say a short bye, and upcoming next stream for the Juventus and Milan as well as Atlanta and Napoli, we will have it as a continue watch. 75 minutes on the watch, and Brentford and Liverpool are still goalless. Yes, I will just end this stream, and yes, within just 5 minutes of that we will start a fresh new stream. Then we will have the watch along of the Serie A. Do check our social media links for the different match links as well the different playlists which we have made: the Premier League, the La Liga, the Serie A, the Bundesliga, Champions League. All the playlists are just made different. Do have a watch of it, and within 5 minutes I will be back into this new fresh stream for the Serie A clash ongoing between, which is upcoming in between AC Milan and the likes of Juventus, and on the other hand it is Atlanta and Napoli. So stay tuned to it, guys, and yes, before liking this, give us those likes, share and subscribe. Keep going, guys. Just be back in 5 minutes with a fresh new stream.